Have you ever played a single player game and just felt unsettled? The world almost feels eerie, that strange feeling of company on your solo world. You maybe even feel like you're being watched. Believe it or not, this is a common feeling, especially in survival games or big vast sandboxes, hence the games I am about to mention. The first game that I find really captures this effect is a game called Garry's Mod. Garry's Mod, also known as Gmod, is a very much loved game that has been out since 2006. That may be hinting to its creepy feel it can output. I'm sure most of you have heard of Gmod, but if you haven't, it is an open sandbox where you, the player, can spawn in anything you please due to the game's massive modding community. There are endless of maps to choose from in Garry's Mod, but they all share one thing. Unless you've spawned in anything, you are completely alone. And you know that, but for whatever reason you can't shake how creepy it really does feel. The sun's out, and there's not exactly anything around to contribute to making you feel that way. There are no monsters or zombies around to bother you, yet you still feel like what I imagine Will Smith did in I Am Legend. That being said, the game definitely pushes you into feeling uneasy, with the eerie ambient noises and sounds, making you feel like you should be able to find someone, or that there is life just around the corner. The reason for this game to sound and therefore feel the way it does is due to Gmod being a mod of Half-Life, and Half-Life being a game involving you, isolated, fighting to survive an apocalyptic world. These noises, for the most part, don't really suit a game like Gmod, which is what I think makes it so eerie. It's no wonder this game felt so off for us as kids, staying up late, wreaking havoc with numerous NPCs. A very common theme with most Gmod maps are the use of strange liminal spaces. We'll use this map for instance, GM Construct, arguably Gmod's most known map. This map has a few strange buildings in it, like this one, a tall looking structure only containing 2 rooms and a hallway, the whole interior having plaster on the wall. The building almost feeling uncanny and just coming with such a strange vibe. This isn't the only building on this map to feel like this, the others possibly even feeling a little bit more creepy. Just across from this building there is another one, this one including a dark staircase leading to, for whatever reason, a completely white out room. And then one more flight of stairs leading you to a big open room containing a huge mirror to show any reflections there could be. The same building, if you decide to go through the other doorway instead, you enter straight into a completely pitch black room, requiring you to turn your flashlight on to see anything at all. This room doesn't contain anything except for a seemingly random poster on the wall and a whole lot of darkness. These structures aren't necessarily scary, but almost seeming unfinished or just to be lacking something, giving your mind plenty of room to make things up, eventually making yourself feel uneasy about them. This paired with the strange ambience can really be quite the combo. I think what added to this game feeling the way it does, especially back then, were the influx of creepypastas relating to it. There are endless scary stories people have created, in case you didn't already feel off guard. If that wasn't enough, few stories claim to be seeing shadow people in their map, claiming some maps to be haunted. I think this was all proven false though, thank God, that would be the last thing we would need. The second game that can really portray this feeling is Minecraft, especially older versions, this one for instance 1.8.9. We all know Minecraft is a game where you spawn in on an endless world with the goal to survive. Again, well obviously if you're single player there's no way another player could be along with you, so what could possibly make this blocky game that is super popular among children feel so creepy? Believe it or not, there are lots of factors to making this game feel the way it can. One of the bigger ones I consider is the lack of sound. Most of the time when trekking through the forest by yourself, the only thing you can hear is the sound of your footsteps, leaving plenty of room for paranoia to set in. All of a sudden you're questioning whether you can hear another set of footsteps leading you to believe that maybe you're not the only one in the forest. The common feeling amongst these games is that it's not the fear of being alone, it's rather the fear of not being alone. While already questioning your sanity, the game also has a wide range of creepy sounding ambient noises that happen randomly during your Minecraft days, similar to Gmod. The loud noises can almost sound like they are erupting from a cave somewhere, or even like the world is creaking. These cave noises have been around almost since the start of Minecraft and have had many theories created around them. Many people thinking they all somehow link up to tell some sort of story, while other people believing it's Minecraft's way of indicating a cave or mineshaft could be nearby. Of course, other people having darker ideas. Whatever the case is, it sure does a good job at making Minecraft feel a whole lot creepier than it probably was intended to be. Another thing adding to the list can be the strange atmosphere the caves have, mainly in the older versions where they didn't feel as alive as they do today. The caves are rather simple, following common patterns, leaving lots of room for your brain to start imagining things. This, along with the lack of sounds and creepy ambient noises, can definitely result in feeling uncomfortable. Minecraft has commonly felt like this since the day it came out, apparently feeling even more intense in the beta days. People were quick to speculate about what the feeling could be caused by, and it wasn't long before legends started going around, some of them even sticking to this very day. While there have been many legends that came and went, one really stuck out, that one being Herobrine. It all started when an anonymous user posted on 4chan with a photo attachment claiming he had booted up a brand new single player game only to feel like he wasn't alone. He reported seeing something in the fog and pursuing it, thinking it to be a cow, only by the time he got there he saw another character, a default skin with nothing in his eyes. He also claimed strange occurrences happening around his world, like finding sand pyramids, also trees with all their leaves cut off. I don't want to go much more in depth from here, as my next video is going to be regarding Herobrine and whether he really was ever in Minecraft. With Minecraft feeling as it did, this rumour sparked up so many questions and was a huge thing for many years to come. I can remember when I first got into Minecraft, getting up early and hiding under my blanket while I played, scared that Herobrine was lurking in the caves I was in or that he was watching me from afar. That, and paired with the odd cave sound, was enough to freak younger me right out. When you put all of that into consideration, it's no wonder Minecraft used to freak us out, intended to or not. The next experience that I find rather unsettling is just being alone on a server that was once full of players. In this instance, I'm going to use Halo for example. Again, while the maps don't seem scary or have anything intending to scare at all, they still manage to feel so eerie and even extra lonely. Believe it or not, this actually has a scientific name called Canopsia. A sad atmosphere you feel when you see an empty place that back in the day was full of people. A YouTube comment I found describing it as living in a long forgotten era. Time has moved on without you. Despite this fact, the world you knew 5, 6 or even 10 years ago is still intact. No further decayed or maintained since the day you and everyone else left it. It's still there waiting for you. I think that is the most perfect way to describe the feeling that these maps and games give off. As you walk around aimlessly in these seemingly forgotten maps, you can hear explosions and gunfire all around you, again making you feel like there should be contact around any corner. Along with this, the backdrops all look alive, adding fuel to the fire of believing things are going on, you're just missing out. Similar to the other two games, it always feels like something's watching you, or just that you aren't fully alone, almost sending shivers down your spine. All in all, I think the biggest feeling these maps and empty servers give off is nostalgia and sadness. It feels so sad exploring maps you and all your friends would explore and battle on for hours at a time, having plenty of memories in almost every corner. Coming back alone, while it is interesting to see, it just feels so wrong, really adding to that level of uncomfort. There is actually a horror game based on this concept. It is called No Players Online. No Players Online is a short indie game that was released on itch.io in 2019. It involves you playing some old retro game on your computer. The game turns out to have no players online, so you thought. It is a game mode of capture the flag, but as you're running the flag backwards and forwards by yourself, you start to realise you're not alone. As I'm sure you've figured by watching what this video had to offer, I'm a huge fan of this concept, and I think that this game really did execute it perfectly. If you made it this far, please let me know. It would seriously make my day, this being my first video I've released, as I'm sure you can tell. This took way longer than I thought it would, but I figured there is never as good a time as now to begin making videos. If you're interested in this sort of video, please consider liking and subscribing. As I already said, my next video is going to be on Herobrine, his origin, and whether he really was ever in Minecraft. Thank you all so much, and goodbye.